Wike blasts Oshiomhole and calls him a dubious politician without academic certificate. Is the River State Governor, Yesom Wike, Islam National Chairman of All Progressive Congress, APC, Adams Oshiomhole. He said he's a dubious and a political armed robber without a verifiable academic certificate. He also described Oshiomhole as a politician without character. He also described the APC national chairman as a man always driven by survival instincts. He said this in an interview at the Government House, Port Harcourt, on Saturday in response to Oshiomhole's recent outburst on national issues. Wike said in reaction to Oshiomhole's parable that he, Oshiomhole, is an antelope while Governor Wike is a tortoise. Now, you know what this means? Is the tortoise too slow, yet intelligent, as they do say, while Mr. Oshiomhole puts himself as an antelope, very fast, very quick, and can actually jump through hoops. So, that is the pedigree and education, and that is pedigree and education are beyond the embattled APC national chairman. He said, it is unfortunate that Oshiomhole will use that word to say a tortoise challenging an antelope. It's like saying in a country where chimpanzee can be anything. How can Oshiomhole compare himself to me? I am well read. He said he is a lawyer. I am a life bencher. I have my first degree in political science and my second degree in law. I went to the Nigerian law school and I passed very well. Now he said, let Oshiomhole tell me which university he attended. Now, if you are from Edo State and you are probably a family member of Oshiomhole, or probably you went to the same school with Oshiomhole, this is a challenge that is thrown out there by Wike. Wike said, what school did you go to, Mr. Oshiomhole, that qualifies you as the national chairman of All Progressive Congress, APC? River State Governor Yesom Wike is the one throwing this out. Now, he said, as a unionist, he enriched himself. How did he become the governor of Edo State? Who doesn't know? It's just the country that we are in, where people who cannot boast of any certificate can become national chairman. And I think somehow he's throwing shade at the president himself. As you all know that Buhari is called Major General Muhammad Buhari, retired, the president of Nigeria, cannot actually present a certificate. Now I'm talking of O-level certificate. I'm not talking of probably OND, HND, and any BSc or any of those certificates. He cannot present any of that. And now let us go to the CJN of Nigeria. That's the Chief Justice of Nigeria. It is said in some circles that he studied Sharia law, and he claimed that his certificate cannot be presented because some insects, some termite, ate it in the northern part of Nigeria. And what he could present is an affidavit in support of the termite eating certificate. And now, how can someone that is, vast in Sharia laws, and Sharia law is not the law that is practiced nationally in Nigeria apart from some quarters, some parts of the northern part of Nigeria. So when you look at all of this together, you realize that a lot of things are wrong. At least you should have a level of education or a general form of education. At least you should study law that entails what is needed in the national level, not law from a specific section of Nigeria. Now he said, let Oshiomhole tell me one university he attended. He said Oshiomhole is just a unionist that enriched himself through some dubious means. How did you become governor of Edo State? How can you compare you and I and call yourself an antelope while I am a tortoise? Now, let Oshiomhole tell me one university he attended. I attended the University of Port Harcourt, River State University, and served in Gongola State. Oshiomhole, where did you serve? What school did you attend? What is this all about? Someone would want to ask. Anyway, now to you, is this a criteria to become APC national chairman? Do you need a degree, university education, OND or HND, or some form of tertiary education or O-level certificate for you to be able to be governor, president, and the rest of that? Now, that's the question that we are throwing out there. Now, he said, how dare he open his mouth and call me an antelope? How dare he call me an antelope and said he is more of a tortoise? Now, Oshiomhole has become an antelope because he is the national chairman of a ruling party. It is now a ruling party because they told Nigerian lies. So one person is calling himself an antelope that can jump through hoops and do whatever they need to do. He said, let Oshiomhole come out and tell us his background, except that he became a governor through a dubious way. And that was what led to the amendment of the Electoral Act that says governorship matter in terms of the election will not end at the Court of Appeal, but will get to the Supreme Court. He said, I have become a local government chairman, chief of staff, a minister, and a governor by the grace of God, a second term serving governor. So Wike is saying my own pedigree is much more deeper. I have what it takes. I've went through the system. Now, I'm not going to tell you that the system is not corrupt. The system is not. That is why people are asking for a break away from Nigeria, because the constitution is jaundiced, the structure is not in order. But somehow, Mr. Wike, Governor Wike, said he went through this process. He said he was first a local government chairman, meaning he is a grassroots politician, that he went in as a local government chairman. Then he moved to become chief of staff. Then he became a minister and became a governor, and he is a second time serving governor. Now, the Rivers State governor called for the resignation of Adams Oshiomhole in view of his failure to stop the inauguration of Bayelsa State governor, as he boasted. He said, this is a country where you see people who do not have character. Today, they sing a song. Tomorrow, they sing another song. I think Oshiomhole, as a national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, has no character that anybody should emulate, and no one should associate with such person. First of all, I've never been violent, and I will never be violent. He said, that's Wike. He said, however, when you see an armed robber come to your house, will you plead with the armed robber and say, please, I beg you, leave my house? People think that armed robbers are only those who cut away people's money. The worst form of armed robbery is when you steal people's mandate, and just like what Oshiomhole is noted for, he thinks because he is in the ruling party, he can use security to steal the mandate of the people. Now, there are really a lot of issues. Oshiomhole has issues in Edo State with Obaseki, the present governor, and they claim that Oshiomhole, said that there are certain blueprints in Edo State anyway that they claim that Obaseki is not following. So I've brought you that story already. So Oshiomhole is having problems at home and having problems on the national levels, is having problems with all the governors. Now, he said he said he was taught a lesson, a bitter lesson. And I want to repeat, if you come to steal our mandate, the people will respond accordingly. They will oppose your stealing of their mandate. And so, Oshiomhole thinks that because he is in the ruling party, nobody should say anything or do anything. Stealing is not only when you go to rob a bank. The worst form of armed robbery is when you steal the mandate of the people. He stated that Oshiomhole cannot lay claim to having canvassed for one man, one vote, because he is not practicing the philosophy. He noted that he stopped attending the National Economic Council NEC meeting because Oshiomhole turned it into a forum to bash former President Goodluck Jonathan, when indeed he had earlier gone to praise Jonathan at Aso Villa for ensuring credible elections. When Jonathan made sure the election was free and fair, Oshiomhole came to the villa and thanked Jonathan. When Jonathan left office, one of the reasons why I stopped going to NEC meeting is that's just what he said. When Jonathan left, there was no day at the NEC meeting that Oshiomhole will not bring Jonathan down. Meanwhile, that was the same man Oshiomhole went to praise. Now, Governor Wike said Oshiomhole became governor through questionable means. He noted that the questionable emergence of Oshiomhole led to the amendment. Now, so when you look at all of this, he said So he cannot come out and say he was clean in terms of electoral process. And this back and forth, is it just politics? It's a Rivers State governor. The Rivers State governor maintained that Oshiomhole lacks the power to challenge the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. Governor Wike said Oshiomhole's talk questioning his membership of PDP is unintelligent talk of an illiterate fellow. So it's all over the place. It's all over the place. Always going to be one issue or the other. Oshiomhole always out there to fight. Whatever these things are. Governor Wike said the former unionist was very corrupt and that he used the proceeds from workers to build his political career and therefore got himself there. He said he used to wear ordinary khaki. Today, he wears safari with diamond buttons. Simply because I said Oshiomhole cannot destabilize this country. Who the hell is Oshiomhole to say that nobody can be sworn in when the Supreme Court has made a pronouncement, whether good or bad? So guys, what is your own opinion as regards this? Let us meet at the comment section below. And while you're that, if you are not a member of this channel, we can both grow it together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.